This is K1DBC. All stations please stand by. The DRC Learning Net will start in 5 minutes.
W0TX repeater.
This is K1DBC. The DRC Learning Net will start in 1 minute. All stations please stand by while the repeaters are placed into net mode.
PL off.
excuse me. Good evening. This is K1DBC Kilo 1 Delta Bravo Charlie. My name is Daron. I am net control for the Denver Radio Club Learning Net tonight. This is a directed net for the purpose of connecting amateurs seeking help or advice with Elmers willing to mentor. This net meets every Wednesday, except the third Wednesday of the month, at 1930 hours on W0TX repeaters, frequencies 145.490, linked with 448.625. Both have a negative offset and a tone of 100. This net can be broken at any time for emergency or priority traffic by using the word break. Is there any emergency or priority traffic at this time? For recognition by net control, please use your call sign. Everyone is welcome. This is an on-air meeting for amateurs seeking help and Elmers giving their time to mentor. If you have any questions for the Learning Net and don't yet have your license, or otherwise wish to contact the Learning Net, you may do so via email at drclearningnet@gmail.com, as well as you can join our public mailing list, groups.io/g/ham learning net, and on YouTube, youtube.com/WEREGR8, Whiskey Edward Romeo, Edward Golf Romeo 8, or if you search for DRC W0TX, you can find live streams of this net, past nets, and past events. All right, good evening, Kevin. Got you checked in. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. We will begin by inviting Elmers only to check in with or without traffic. All Elmers, please check in now.
Alpha Alpha 0, Juliet Kilo. Good evening.
November 0, Echo Yankee 0.
All right, this is K1DBC. I'd like to net control, would like to wish and thank and acknowledge the following Elmers, AA0JK and N0EYZ. Jim, thank you both for checking in. Anyone else who'd like to check in as an Elmer, please call now. Okay, and then on the web we had Kevin, K0KPS. Thank you for checking in on there. Got you checked in. All other check-ins to the net will be taken in alphabetical groups based on the first letter of the suffix of the operator's call sign. Please try to use ITU phonetics as you check in and indicate if you have traffic or questions for Elmers as you do. If your suffix begins with the letters A through Z, or excuse me, A through M, Alpha through Mike, please check in now.
Kilo 0, Echo Hotel Romeo, Mark in Littleton, no traffic.
Kilo 0, Lima Alpha India K0EHR, Larry Lakewood.
Kilo 6, Hotel Juliet Victor, Tom Arvada, no traffic.
All right, Net Control would like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. K0EHR Mark, K0LAI Larry, and there was some noise on the line there for you, Larry, but I did get you checked in, and then K6HJV Tom. Anyone else? Alpha through Mike, A through M. If you'd like to check into the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net, please call now.
Kilo Foxtrot 0 Alpha Whiskey Charlie. Brian? Be Rich?
All right, and that time we had KF0AWC. Brian, thank you for checking in. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. If you'd like to check in for the count, or if you have any traffic or questions, we'll take all calls. If your suffix begins with the letters A through Z, Alpha through Zulu, please check in now.
November 0 Tango Romeo Papa Jim in Lakewood.
Kilo Echo 0 Yankee Uniform, Japin Evans.
Okay, and that time we had N0TRP Jim and KE0YYU Jeff. Thank you both for checking in. One more call at the moment if you'd like to check into the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net just for the count, or if you have any traffic or questions, please call now. We're taking all calls, Alpha through Zulu.
Kilo 0 Bravo Alpha Tango Art and Aurora, just for the count.
Whiskey 0 Alpha Romeo Kilo Steve in Denver, no traffic.
All right, and that time we had K0BAT Art and W0ARK Steve. Thank you both for checking in. There'll be a few more opportunities throughout the net. I'll do one last call just at the moment, though. If you'd like to check into the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net, let us know. Please call now. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. Thank you all for being here this evening. I didn't see them indicate that they had traffic or questions for the net. But if you do, let us know at December 30th, just a couple days away from New Year's. Happy holidays to everyone. Happy New Year's. Hopefully 2021 brings a better year for everyone. With that, another call. Anyone else have any other comments, questions, anything you'd like to bring up for the net? Please call now.
KPS with traffic.
Sounds good. K0 KPS. Kevin, go ahead. That is yours.
For you, Daron, I pasted the link in the chat room so you can reference along. But yesterday I got forwarded an email from the Colorado Amateur Radio Guidelines on Hotspots that's basically using their band plan to make sure that those that are using hotspots, and many of you may have gotten one for the recent holidays, they have 10 frequencies, all in the 438 megahertz range, to use on your hotspot at low power, which is less than 1 watt. So it may be worthwhile, to take a look if you've got a hotspot on the the frequencies that they're coordinating with that. And if your hotspot is a duplex one, then obviously you'd be 5 megahertz down from the 438 to the 433 megahertz range. But it's to avoid any interference, with other users, and it follows the band plan. Back to you, Daron.
All right, sounds good there, Kevin. K0KPS, this is K1DBC. I didn't see it pasted in there, but I was able to find the Colorado Council of Amateur Radio Clubs CCARC.net /hot-spots. It looks like they have the guidelines on there. But yeah, thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, I'll have to check mine and make sure that I'm operating with the right frequencies, making sure that we're not. I know it was interfering with the AMSAT and some amateur satellite stuff and things like that previously. So yeah, we want to make sure we're on some coordinated frequencies there as to not interfere with anything. So yeah, thank you for bringing that up, K0KPS. All right, sounds good. Just more on that over on CCARC.net, Charlie Alpha Romeo Charlie.net. It's the first or the most recent post there. Hotspot guidelines. If you do have if you get a Pi Star or something, open spot or any sort of hotspot over the holiday season, you definitely want to make sure it's using a frequency that is not overlapsing anything that it shouldn't, and make sure you're just following guidelines there. So perfect. Anyone else on that, or anything else you'd like to bring up? Please call out.
TRP.
Yeah, N0TRP. Jim, go ahead.
Yeah, N0TRP. I was just curious if it's possible to get a copy of that CCARC database. I guess it's a database of all the repeaters in the area. Does anybody know if that's doable?
N0TRP, this is K1DBC. Yeah, I believe you used to be able to go to the CCARC.net website and you could get their full... Yeah, if you go to their website, CCARC.net, they have a menu at the top. One of the selections is existing coordinations, and then there's an option for coordination database. And if you go in there, you do have to log in. You have to create a login. I can't log in at the moment, but I believe I had a login. It's free to log in, and then you can find that. But I think it's available online too, so in other means. But yeah, CCARC.net looks like under existing coordination database. You should be able to find that.
Okay, yeah, I did go through those loops and created the login. I never, or made a request to log in, never heard back. So I did not put a club affiliation on it because it was just for my own curiosity. But anyway, maybe I'll just follow up with an email to them. So anyway, thanks much, N0TRP, back to net.
All right, sounds good. N0TRP, this is K1DBC. Yeah, I'll try to find that here in a few minutes if we can. But again, Colorado Council of Amateur Radio Clubs is just one council that makes up all the United States bodies to regulate and make sure that we coordinate frequencies. So if you're ever interested in things like that, they're just another nonprofit. You can sign up and get a lot of minutes and information about them. So yeah, CCARC.net for more info on how frequencies are coordinated within the mountain region, Denver metro area. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control, Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. Anyone else have any other comments, questions, check-ins, anything else you'd like to bring up for the net? Please call now.
YYU with the question. Is there a spec or a best practice document or something for guy wire placement, thickness, tension, location on a tower, and tower minimum tower height before you need them, that kind of thing?
JK?
Great question there, YYU. A0JK, Fred, go ahead.
Are you planning on installing a tower?
Not in the near future. Just trying to educate myself, but I think at some point I likely will.
Okay, yeah, the county, city, county, or, depending upon your location, whether you're incorporated or unincorporated, you have to probably get a permit, check up on that before you start spending any money.
That makes perfect sense. Visit with the city engineer. Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks there for the follow-up, A0JK. Yeah, I know we had spoken about this semi recently about restrictions in height and things like that, and yeah, definitely they can definitely I'm guessing provide some guidance on that for sure. K0LAI, Larry, go ahead.
Just to add to that, I would get what the specs are for restrictions from the county or city that has authority, and then if you're going to buy a new tower, the tower manufacturer will have an engineer draw up what's needed for that tower to meet those specs. One of the major considerations is what's the wind speed that you have to be able to tolerate. For instance, Lakewood is 100 miles per hour, whereas Jefferson County is 70 miles per hour or 75, something like that, and other cities are different. So there are towers that are self-supporting, and you don't need guy wires. And so in those cases, but they usually have a huge concrete block at the base to keep the tower from being pushed over. And all this is under structural engineering, and there are formulas out there to do all the calculations. This is K0LAI back to net.
All right, sounds good there, K0LAI, Larry. Yeah, the city, counties that you're a part of should have some public information available about guidelines and engineering standards and specifications, hopefully, for this stuff. So, yeah, good input on that. Thank you, Larry.
Comment?
Yeah, A0JK, go ahead.
Yeah, and depending upon the size of your lot, if it does fall over, it has to remain on your property. So depending upon the size of your lot, or if you're considering acreage, you won't have a problem. But that's another note that you'll want to keep in mind. A0JK.
All right, perfect. Thanks there for the follow-up on that as well. Thanks there, Fred. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. I guess I'll just take the moment. Just does anyone else have any other comments, questions on anything we've spoken about so far? Please call now. Yeah, K0LAI, go ahead.
Regarding those CCARC guidelines for hotspots, I went and have changed the frequencies for my two hotspots. I put them on different channels so they wouldn't interfere with each other if they were both on at the same time. So I've been in the process of updating my code plugs on my Zoom spot and on my open spot and testing them out. I haven't done all my radios. I did one first to make sure everything worked okay. And so I've been got to do the other two radios. I've been working on code plugs for that purpose, and I've been needing to do updates anyway because Rocky Mountain Amps changed some things, and I've been adding some stuff to go to the club's Brandmeister repeater, which is really cool because you can do a lot of cool stuff. But anyway, so I've been working on it. It's not a big deal other than if you have a lot of radios that change out, and I have two different types, so each one has a different code plug, and it's not easy to copy and paste between them. I have to rebuild differently. Anyway, back to net, K0LAI.
W0TX Repeater.
All right, sounds good there, K0LAI. Yeah, it looks like I need to go and update my hotspot to be the correct one. I think I had found a PDF with their... It was just not really clear a couple of years ago when I initially set it up, but it seemed like they had some things outlined for some other frequencies at some point. But yeah, it's good that now we have at least just some things on paper. This is what you need it to be. And yep, go through your hotspots, through your code plugs, get things updated. It's pretty simple. If you've already done it once, it's just another little setting. You just gotta update and just go from there. Thanks for that again. And again, that was an update on the groups.io page, group.io/g/ham learning net, and then you click on messages on the left, and you can see the CCARC guidelines and the link to that in there. Okay, I'll go ahead and just take this opportunity to take any other further check-ins. If you've just tuned in, this is Daron, Kilo 1 Delta Bravo Charlie, Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. It's an on-air meeting for amateurs seeking help and Elmers giving their time to help us. Everyone is welcome to join in. If there's anyone who wishes to check in at this time, please do so with your call sign using ITU Phonetics, your name, and state if you have traffic or questions for the net. Please call now.
W0Civ Charles.
All right, we had WD0Civ Charles. Thank you for checking in. All right, one more call at the moment. Anyone else who'd like to check in just at the moment? There'll be a couple more opportunities throughout the net. But if you'd like to check in over the air, please do so with your call sign, your name. Let us know if you have any traffic questions. Again, as well, we're on YouTube /WEREGR8. You can also search for W0TX or DRC. You can check in on there if you do not have a call sign. So if you'd like to check in over the air, please call now. Okay, this is K1DBC Net Control. Does anyone else have any other comments, questions, any other check-ins, anything else you'd like to bring up for the net? Please call now.
EHR, comment?
Yeah, K0EHR Mark, go ahead.
Thanks. Hey, I just thought I'd let everybody know, in case you're interested in QRP kind of stuff on HF. I've been building a QRP kit in hopes that we have some good weather at some point and I'll actually be able to use it outside. But in any event, I've got a Xiegu G90 and a battery and whatnot, and the objective is to have everything weigh 10 pounds or less and be backpackable. Anyway, I recently built a vertical HF antenna. It's the QRP Guys DS1 antenna, and cost me $68 with shipping, I think it was. And it's a pretty cool little antenna. You can put it on a tripod. It weighs less than a pound. Gives you coverage, really good coverage. It's resonant on 40 and 20 if you buy the optional 40-meter loading coil. And then with a tuner, I'm still kind of twiddling with that with the other bands. I've been able to get to work on 17, but in any event, it gives you really solid coverage on 40 and 20. And for $68, you can't beat it. It is a kit, so you have to wind some coils and stuff. But if anybody out there is interested, you might want to check that out. It's a heck of a deal. K0EHR, back to them.
All right, K0EHR Mark, thank you for the information there on the QRP Guys DS1, 40 through 10 meters, resonant on 20 with the added additional 40 meter. Requires a tuner for the other bands. So, yeah, very light package there, really cheap price there, and some just assembly required, but that's always a part of the fun. So, very cool. Thank you there for the information. QRP Guys DS1. We'll have to check more info on that. All right, K1DBC. This is K1DBC Net Control. Yeah, again, more info on that over on QRPguys.com. Quebec Romeo Papa, Golf Uniform Yankee Sierra.com. And the model again, DS1 Delta Sierra 1. And looks like it's about $40 and $20 more for the optional $40 or 40 meter loading coil extension. Very portable looking, and yeah, that's definitely a fun kit to play around with. Yeah, very neat.
Yeah, K0EHR, one more comment. One reason I chose that one over some of the other wire antennas is that the Xiegu can put out 20 watts, and so this one will handle up to 25 watts, where some of the like PAC antennas and so on, I think are limited to maybe 10 watts. So anyway, K0EHR, back to net.
All right, thank you there, and that's yeah, Xiegu. I didn't ever really understand that. Know the pronunciation of that, so thank you. That's hopefully that's correct. But yeah, that's spelled X-ray India Echo Golf Uniform, Xiegu G90. Looks like it's a 20-watt SSB CW AM FM, half 500 kilohertz to 30 megahertz SDR transceiver. Very, very cool looking there as well. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Clubham Learning Net. Anyone have any other comments, questions, anything you'd like to bring up for the net? I have a few things I can bring up, but if anybody else has anything else you'd like to bring up that we've discussed so far, or anything else new, or any other check-ins, please call now. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Clubham Learning Net. We've been recently discussing in recent months about a proposed fee for licensing structure. And as a nice New Year's gift, the FCC has finally implemented that structure. So it's going to be a $35 license fee. I think proposed to go in effect at least 3 weeks or 30 days, but very soon. And so this is going to be new license. I'm not sure what it is, but special temporary authority, and then a rule waiver and a renewal and a vanity call sign. So anytime you, going forward, very soon here, it'll be $35 on new licenses, renewals, and vanity call signs. So that is that. You will probably see an ARRL or a news article very soon about that over on arrl.org/news. Oh, it's actually there. So that's where you can find some good information on that. So they have some more information on that over there as well. So again, I'm not super familiar with how the process for the rules or the comments as far as afterwards, how long afterwards that process goes, the adoption of the proposal, but it looks like it should be anywhere in the next couple of months here. So that is some fairly large news there. Anyone else on that or anything else you'd like to bring up, please call now.
W0GV, good evening, Drone.
Good evening, W0GV, Jerry. If you have any comments, go ahead.
Yeah, a couple. I've been on the phone, so I haven't been paying a lot of attention here, reading the mail. Usually the rules, federal rules, there's a date set. It's so long, it's a certain amount of time after it's printed in the Federal Register. And so they can probably get that printed in there pretty quickly. That's the way normally that works. One comment, I know you guys were talking early about the frequencies, excuse me, for the hotspots. My voice keeps going away. That will be printed in the roundtable. And the roundtable will be out in a couple days, so you'll be able to see it in the in the roundtable the whole list of frequencies. So, won't be a long wait. That's all I've got right now. W0GV.
All right, sounds good there, W0GV, Jerry. This is K1DBC. Yeah, thanks for the information there on how the comments and filings go and then the adoption of it. So yeah, I'm sure they're moved with that pretty quickly there. And yeah, the as far as the CCARC frequencies, yeah, sounds like will be posted in the roundtable. So yeah, more info on that over on W0TX.org. There's the click or tap here thing, and then you can select the roundtable newsletter and click here, and then you'll find the 2020, and then, or there'll be 2021 in January, and it'll be posted in there. Thank you there for that, Jerry. W0DV, this is K1DBC. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Clubham Learning Net. Let's see, I'm sure there was something else here. Anyone else have anything they'd like to bring up at the moment, though? Please call now. Any other comments, questions, check-ins?
Yeah, W0Civ here. It's just listening to you guys talk about putting up a tower, and Fred had some good ideas there. And anyway, I thought, well, if Fred's still around, I'll tell him what I think you should do. You should put up your tower, then go buy a gun and tell the zoning commission to get off your grass.
Happy New Year, Charles.
Yeah, Happy New Year's to everybody.
All right, thanks there, Charles, W0Civ, for the follow-up on there. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Clubham Learning Net. A couple of stories over on always a great blog to visit, hackaday.com, Hackaday.com. There is a couple things here. Article entitled Solar Flares and Radio Communications, How Precarious Are Our Electronics? So this kind of just gives some good information on recent events. November the 8th, there was a large sunspot. I think we were speaking about, Fred may have brought up, a C5 class solar flare, medium-sized explosion. Flares range from A, B, C, M, and X with 0 to 9 scale. C5 is just about dead center. If you lived around Australia or Indian Ocean, you were using RF below 10 megahertz, you would have noticed a flare caused a 20-minute long radio blackout. So interesting information on sunspots, NOAA information, ionospheric propagation versus SOL, intercontinental transits. Yeah, great article on solar flares and ionospheric propagation and things that affect our radios. Also on there is an article by Boston Dynamics. You may have heard of them. They are creators of robots, and so they have a video of their developments and what they've been able to do, and it's just quite interesting, and it's just really, really cool looking. So if you have any interesting robotics and what's possible. Boston Dynamics has some pretty cool All right, this is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. I may be able to dig up a couple more things here, but it's been pretty quiet recently. But anyone else have any other comments, questions, check-ins, anything else for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net? Please call now.
W0TX Repeater.
Kilo Foxtrot 0 Alpha Foxtrot Quebec, Troy, Denver, late check-in.
All right, KF0 AFQ Troy got you checked in.
Alpha, John in Lakewood, also late check-in.
All right, I think that was WB4HZA. John, I did double over you there, but I think that was you. If that was not, please correct me. Feel free to.
Yep, you got it correct.
All right, sounds good. Thank you both for checking in. Anyone else who'd like to check in at the moment, or anyone else, any other traffic questions, comments, anything else you'd like to bring up for the net? We got plenty of time here, more still. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. Always more info on the hobby. What's going on is in regards to that, ARRL.org/news. As mentioned, proposed amateur radio application fee is scaled back to $35 and eventually will be implemented. More articles on member designs new radio license plate for Kentucky. Yeah, so that's interesting. I mean, you never think about that. I mean, there are specialized license plates for amateur radio, and it's pretty interesting to be able to design that. So that's pretty cool. Finland radio amateurs seek placement for Spectrum for 1.2 gigahertz to 1.3 gigahertz. Yeah, some more info on some recent happenings on the hobby. ARRL.org/news.
Comment?
Yeah, AE0JK. Fred, go ahead with comment.
Yeah, we got an opportunity to tap some brass here. New Year's Eve is straight key night. So for all of you that have an interest in CW, here's an opportunity to have some fun. AA0JK.
All right, thanks there, Fred. Yeah, ARRL Straight Key Night, 24-hour event, not a contest, a day dedicated to celebrating CW heritage. People are encouraged to get on the air and simply make enjoyable conversational CW QSOs. Use of straight key or bugs to send CW is preferred. No points scored, and everyone who participated are winners. So, held every January the 1st from 0100 UTC to 2359 UTC. More info on ARRL.org /straight-key-night on that. All right, some other recent things that have been happening here. RM Ham, the Rocky Mountain Ham Club, Northern Colorado Association. They're up in Northern Colorado, but they have been having RM Ham University. And so if you go to their website, rmham.org, there is just a tab at the top that says RM Ham University. And if you click on that, you'll see a list of past topics they've had and links to videos. So there's one, let me just bring this up here. Upcoming is going to be January the 9th by James, K1 or K0KN, batteries, everything you wanted to know about batteries, learn about lead acid batteries, how they work, why they go bad, how to keep them healthy for a long time. Plenty of upcoming things and plenty of previous topics as well. Some login required for some of the videos, but a lot of the videos are on their YouTube. So yeah, no login required. Past things have been Tech Talk on Kenwood s.t.e.m D710, Test and Measurement by K0KMT, Basic IP and Routing, and DMR Practices. So plenty of information there. rmham.org for more info on that. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. I really don't have much else at the moment, but if anyone else has any comments, questions, check-ins, anything else you'd like to bring up for the Learning Net, please call now. Okay, this is K1DBC Net Control. Just a couple of other kind of random things here. Basics of schematic, how to read an electrical schematic. I'm really just kind of trying to get into the basics of how to read one and different signs and things like that. Because when you are, when people provide things online, schematics online, it's nice to be able to kind of read it and understand really what they're showing and how to build something. They're providing you the hardware schematic layout for it, so it'd be nice to be able to kind of read and understand. So just more info on that on Sparkfun, learn.sparkfun.com. Sparkfun is a big just electronics distributor, and just they really encourage STEM and STEAM. So how to read a schematic is a blog on their tutorial page.
Could you repeat that URL?
Yeah, it is a little lengthy. If you Google how to read a schematic, it is kind of one of the first things on there. It's from sparkfun.com. The URL, though, is learn.sparkfun, arkfun.com/tutorials/how to read a schematic with a dash between each word /all.
W0TX.
Thank you.
No problem. I'm sure there's plenty of other resources, and it's always good just to kind of cross-reference things. Maybe it always helps. So yeah, plenty of articles, and it's always just nice to just be able to actually know what you're looking at there. All right. Sort of on a somber note, there on the twit.tv network, where Leo Laporte and Ham Nation, there used to be a podcast, and it still lives on, called This Week in Radio Tech, TWIRT. And it's hosted by Kirk Harnack, and these are professional broadcast engineers hosting a podcast. And his co-host, unfortunately, recently passed, Chris Tobin, and he was an engineer at WBGO in New York. He was the CTO, and just suffered a heart attack while helping oversee installation of a new HVAC system. So, very older podcast here. They've been going along for a long, long time. thisweekinradiotech.com for more info on them. And I think they're still associated with twit.tv. It looks like it maybe, but sad loss, and really, really interesting podcast. If you have any interest in just the professional side of things, really good podcast to listen. So yeah, unfortunately, a couple of weeks ago, mourning loss of Chris Tobin, CTO and radio engineer. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. Does anyone else have any other comments, questions, check-ins, anything else you'd like to bring up for the net? Please call now.
Whiskey Delta 6 Delta Oscar Kilo, late check-in, no traffic.
All right, Whiskey Delta 6 Delta Oscar Kilo. Rich, I got you checked in. All right, anyone else? This is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning, and I might start to wrap things up here, but anyone else have any other comments, questions, check-ins, anything else you'd like to bring up for the net, please call now. Okay, I might start to just bring up some club business and start to wrap things up, and or bring it back up to the net here in just a moment. But again, thanks everyone for being here this evening. More info on our club, W0TX.org for more info on the club. Denver Radio Club. Again, happy holidays to everyone, happy New Year's. Our next monthly meeting is going to be January 20th. No topic yet announced. It might be announced in the round table coming up here pretty soon. Yeah, more info on the club in the round table newsletters, the net lists, and a lot of info. W0TX.org. Again, the Learning Net, we have presence on the internet on groups.io/g/ham Learning Net. You can view info on past nets and videos that we've had, check-ins, topics, as well as over on youtube.com/WERE GR8. You can find the net streaming, and as well as the if you also search for W0TX or DRC, you should be able to find it there as well. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control, Denver Radio Club Ham Learning. Does anyone else have any other comments, questions, late minute, anything for the net? Please call now. All right, again, we always encourage you to, if you want to be on the other side of this, if you want to be net control, our net scripts are available online, and you just have to read the script and do the net. Just keep the conversation flowing, not too difficult. So if you ever want to do that, if that's an interest you have for 2021, we are always happy to help you through that process. Again, it is recorded and put up on YouTube, so you can see my perspective and see what I do and how I check things in my workflow and process. Please don't ever hesitate to reach out to us over the air via email, drclearningnet@gmail.com. Again, groups.io/g/ham Learning Net, and over on YouTube /WERE GR8. So please don't hesitate to ever reach out if you have any topic suggestions or to set a date to act as net controller or a guest Elmer, or feel free to just jump in any given Wednesday night. This evening we had a total of 16 check-ins. We appreciate everyone checking in. Thank you all for being here. Especially appreciate and thank our Elmers and the Denver Radio Club for allowing us to use the repeaters for this net. We invite you to join us on the third Wednesday of the month at 6 p.m. for an Elmers session prior to the regularly scheduled Denver Radio Club meeting at 7 p.m. This will take place online. So again, W0TX.org for more info on that, January 20th. And the topic will be announced pretty soon here. All right, this is K1DBC. Feel free to join us next week, 1930 hours, 7:30 p.m. For the next Learning Net. Again, happy holidays, happy New Year. Take care of yourselves, and 7-3 to all. All stations please stand by while the repeaters are placed into normal mode.
W0TX repeater. PL on.
All right, again, thank you all for being here this evening. And take care of yourselves, and we'll see you all in the New Year's. 7-3 to all. This is K1DBC. I am clear.
Happy New Year, Jerome.
All right, you all take care, and we'll see you next year.